Good evening, this is your Psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. Is there anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. It is 22:57. Nearly 11 p.m. UK time. Heading towards the witching hour. Hello there, Agado. Border Collie, M. Davies, Woogie Bear, Katie, Silver Moon, Sam Livesey, Sammy Lynn. Good evening, everybody. I want to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are around the world. Lynn Ward, Sarah. Whoa, it's going up fast now. How yous all doing? Hiya there, Debbie. We need a catch up. Have you got the snow yet? We've got the snow. How yous all doing? Happy Sunday. Or happy Monday, depending where you are around the world. So you've got the snow too? Is that not unusual for Texas? Or am I just behind the times? Mind you, anything's goes these days, doesn't it? Oh, thank you. Well, tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. A bit of a shorter show, a bit more quirky. I'm going to look into my crystal ball. She's here. She's been in the garden all day amongst the snow. We've had a heavy snowstorm this morning, from 8 o'clock this morning. Blizzards and snow. Yeah. So I'm going to give you 10 huge predictions for 2025. Now, normally I would put them into a looking glass. So it's like you're having a live looking glass tonight. How about that one, guys, eh? And hopefully I'm going to get back into doing the looking glass, because I know some of yous like the shows, but some of yous need to have the shorter time. So yeah, I just thought we'll go straight into it, and I'm going to give you 10 huge predictions, my predictions for the globe for 2025. But there's all sorts of crazy things going on at the minute, isn't there? Isn't there? There's a lot of like psyops and all sorts of strange things happening. What with them explosions and stuff like that. It's just all distractions. You know what I mean? The Texas Panhandle does get snow on occasion, but every time it does, it's a huge disaster. It's not a nice, pleasant snow that you get in Vermont or Massachusetts. Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you, Poppy. You end up falling asleep. Hello there, Angelina. And hello, Poppy. Oh, I don't know what's going on with Elon. I really don't. The whole thing's just gone all topsy-turvy. But when the man stands in snow exactly, we will know the truth. I've been saying that for a few years now, haven't I? I'm in snow, Texas, who never gets snow. Well, they've been covering it up for a long time, Betty. Betty's just mentioned something about grooming gangs in the UK. Hello there, Owen. Well, normally South Texas is very hot, isn't it? Oh, thank you, Kathleen. Well, it's been very cold and blistery day over here. I've had quite a pleasant day. I've done cooking and I made a chilli. And then I went over and I seen my mother, and it was nice, you know what I mean? I couldn't get to wear my snow boots. I got these lovely snow boots. It's from like the what the horsey people wear. What the Queen wore, like with the royal crest on, like the green welly boots, but they've got the fur line and everything, like the horse boots, you know, like you would wear at the stables. And because I've got like swollen feet since I've been on this immunotherapy, So, yeah, I might have to keep them for next winter. I did put them on and they were squeezing my feet too badly. I couldn't even get them off. I was screaming on Adam to try and rive them off us. But there you go. That's what I've been up to today. And did some nice cooking and that, and went over to see my mother and just had a chill day. A nice chilled day. I look like Snow White. That's what I used to get called when I was little. I did look like Snow White when I was little. You know, like the Disney Snow White. Good evening there, Ellen. What's it like in Iceland? I bet it's nippy over there tonight. Hello, Graham, up in the Highlands. It's never gone above freezing in North Scotland today. Lots of brass monkeys looking for lost things. Hey, dearie me. Yeah, I am a little bit early tonight, aren't I? I've got quite a busy day tomorrow, so I thought, right, we'll just come on, no messing. I'm going to do what we need to do, but obviously for new people coming in, I'm going to ring the bell. We're going to, if you need the healing, it's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church. Because I think we all need the prayers at the minute, don't we? No matter what we're going through. Be it ever, whatever it is, and if you're not worried about yourself, somebody's worried about somebody, aren't they? So be it either it's for a person, a person's, an animal, any situation, write the name in the comments section, either in this stream or afterwards in the comments section, and you will, and it's timeless as well, and you will receive the healing that you need. So without further ado, I'll just wait for a few more to come in. Let me get my cup of tea. By the way, Kay, up in Scotland, I do have your cup. Just it seems that every time I come online, it's in the dishwasher. I mean, there's this lovely mug. I showed it a few weeks ago. Lovely. Sent it down from Scotland. People are so kind. People are so kind what they do. We're waiting for Trudeau to walk in the snow. Prayers for my son, Jesse. Oh, bless. Because I think that if we're not got our own ailments, we could be sometimes picking up on other people's ailments as well. If we're becoming very tuned in and psychic, as we start to spiritually ascend, we can feel other people's energies as well. So we have to try and protect our auras as well. Not absorb other people's energies, which is it's going to be a big one for 2025. Very much so. So where's my bell? So I think we'll start now. We've got 423 in. Good evening, everybody. Sit back and relax, and tonight we're going to look, special edition, we're going to look into the looking glass for 2025. Okay? If you need healing, I want you to write the name in the comment section, and you will receive the healing or the protection or the prayers that you need. Let's begin. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, A2I, and Ra. Any star beings that'd like to come forth, anybody from the spirit world, angel realm, fairy elementals, animal kingdom, to give us the true answers tonight and the healing and the protection that we need in the prayers. Love and light, love and light, love and light. Amen. I'll definitely send us some healing, Alan. Such a worry, isn't it? Yeah, we need healing and protection for all animals, and of course with the extreme weather conditions at the moment, depending on where you are in the world, but the majority were in the winter, unless you're at the other side of the world. Protection for the animals and the homeless. Which is very important, and to give us the protection and the reinforcement that we need to get us through 2025. For me, 2024 was a bit of a tough one, like many of yous. From being myself, from being diagnosed of cancer, breast cancer, to then getting the all clear and then ringing my bell. It's been a tough one. It's been a journey and a half, and I'm still in it. But I would say I'm over the worst bit. Yeah. Back to see my oncologist next week, so hey ho. But I just think that what's got me through this, and I need to tell you this, is, you know how I used to do the 3 shows a week, and I'm going to get back into that, but it'll be daytime shows, a lot of them. But keeping going on here, and us as a community, it's like, I'm just the girl what talks to the wall, do you know what I mean? But it's like, I've got all these friends, I'm getting welled up here, I've got all these friends as I'm sitting in my kitchen dining room talking to you like we're having just a cup of tea, like a cuppa, and you've kept me going too, you know, because even though you might go through something personal, it doesn't stop you worrying still about global stuff. You know, so I felt your love, I felt your support, you know, in the weeks when I haven't been able to make it, and I've come back on, and it's just like, you're just all lovely, and it's just, I want to thank you for following us, and for new followers. Please check that you're still subscribed, because YouTube's been a bit playing up, you know, with the censoring and that. But yeah, I just want to say I'm really, really grateful. And yeah, I do flower essence, Maggie, thank you. And of course you got me onto that for my little cat as well, and thank you for that as well. And she's so sensitive, you are so right. Now, honestly, Maggie, now if she hears like a ch from an antiseptic spray, which I was using, which she hates the spray sound, or if she sees a syringe, she just runs. They're so sensitive, cats. So sensitive. So yeah, I've learnt a lot, because through my journey, I had a poorly cat what ended up with ulcerated dermatitis at the time. And I don't know, I feel the vet is very spiritual. And I ended up going to a vet in the country and finding a dermatologist vet. And she said to me that the cat, Zizi, was picking up what I was going through. So to me, animals are very spiritual, and they feel things as well. So I'm wondering if she sacrificed herself and put herself in that situation. So I had to get out of bed every morning. So I had to look after my cat. You know what I mean? And I stopped worrying about myself. It's a really weird situation. You know, so all the way through my treatment, I had this cat what was really unwell. and I just, it was like I had this child that I was worrying about. I went into autodrive with it all. It was really weird. I think it was all meant to be. So she healed me, and I healed her. You know, as you know, I've got the 2 cats. They're hilarious, the pair of them. But I would say Zizi's more, they're both psychic. They're both extremely psychic. Nala, the one who's the half the Bengal, she's extremely intelligent. Extremely. I'll say to her, go wee wee poo poo. and she'll go onto the toilet and she'll pee in the toilet. She'll have a little wee in the toilet. And then she gets her paw and flushes the top of the chain. Flushes it. The other one is just so spiritual. She reminds us, and she's, because I'm an animal communicator, and she's told us that she's Basat from ancient Egypt. So also, I just wanted to tell you about my cats, and thank you. And, it's like, you help me as well, when I've had my little moans about my son, and because who's autistic spectrum, also ADHD, which also I got diagnosed. He got diagnosed this year. I mean, what a year I had. Last year, 2024. But it's all sorted, you know what I mean? And the way I see it is, people were saying, oh God, you were unwell. No, I wasn't unwell. I was just having a reset. Because because I haven't talked about it much. I've talked about it a little bit. When I went in for my operation, I was taken off earth and I went into heaven. And I was shown what's going to happen on earth, what's going to take place. Seen loved ones in spirit. It was the most beautiful place ever in the heavens, and I didn't want to come back, and they told us I had to come back. But they said to me, I had to go through that basic journey to then clean up my act, by stopping smoking, eat better, because they're planning on keeping us here till I'm in my 90s. So I've got a lot of work to do. So I had to just have a reset, basically, and we're all going through it. Nobody's immune to this. That doesn't mean people are going to get sick. I don't mean that. I just think that, we've got to take responsibility for our health as well. People say to me, do you miss the ciggies? I say, nah. He can't stand the smell. It's really, really weird. I've gone from 40 a day to absolutely repulsed by them and can't stand the smell of them. Weird, isn't it? And I don't even vape. Can't stand the smell of that either. Dead weird. So I just think that we've all been, sometimes we can't help what's happening. Sometimes we're forced into a situation because we've got to heal. It's like peeling an onion. Even shamans, we've got to go through it. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to look into the crystal ball and I'm going to give you my 10 predictions for Mother Earth for 2025. Oh yeah, green, that annoys me. I hate all the smokers standing at the front door of the hospital in a group, because then they're just blowing it around, aren't they? How did I quit it? I really don't know. I don't know how I did it. I think it was pure fear, Maria. Because the what happened to us. And I think that the surgeon came round to see us when I come out of me anaesthetic, and he said, it's all gone now. And I looked at him and I thought, I'm not going to go and smoke and undo everything. It's like he's took it all away. I just thought, no, I'm going to walk out this hospital and be like a different person. Something just changed and clicked inside of us. It was really weird. Really bizarre. I do believe I got help from spirit. I used the patches for a few days and I didn't realise as well. They give us them at the hospital, the NHS. And they said, I didn't realise that you're supposed to take them off before you go to bed. And I left them on. And it says that you get nightmares. I was getting horrific nightmares. And then I didn't realise, and then it was knocking us sick because obviously I was an overload of nicotine from the patches. So I ripped them off and I've never looked back. And of course the woman in the hospital who was going around dishing them out, she says, oh no, you can't, you're going to have the little vapes to go with it. I says, I've got no need to want to vape. I've got no need to want to smoke. I think I knocked myself sick with them patches. That's what it was, possibly as well. So, Patty, I'm going to look into it. And I'm going to see what's going on. You will receive the prayers. So let me get myself comfortable. You've got thrown Scottish blood in you, Louise. Oh, I probably have. I possibly have. And I'm just down the road from you. Okay. Hello there, Crystal. Oh, bless you, Maggie. Oh, bless you. It's been taking it out on you as well. Okay. Sit back and relax, and let's look into the crystal ball, into the looking glass for 2025. Okay. Don't know if you want to log this down. Okay. Number 1. This is my first will prediction. It's going to be chaos. There's going to be lots and lots of chaos. I see smoke. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only as well, by the way. All right. Okay. I'm seeing smoke, and I see worry of terrorism attack. I'm getting the 24th, the 25th, the 8th, the 16th, the 12th, and the 9th. I'm seeing subways. And I'm seeing a corner of a busy street. And I don't know if this is New York or London, because I'm not just seeing it US, I'm seeing it everywhere. There's going to be mass arrests. Europe. This is going to escalate, and it's going to bring on a panic globally. Okay. This is number 1. To the fact that I'm not saying that we are being programmed by some artificial intelligent unseen energy, but we have to try and keep out of crowds. We have to try and keep grounded, because what's to take place is an event where then they will bring in the cyber police. I'm also very drawn to August. The cyber police, they are going to bring in this new technology from an event, and it's going to kick off either US, UK, US, I'm going to say US, and then it's just going to escalate globally. And it's there's something about an artificial intelligence linked with it, but what they're going to do is they're going to bring in cyber police, and it's the new technology. And I'm seeing data weaving, okay? And it's like they're bringing in, the weaving it in with humanity into artificial intelligence, which I feel they've been doing for a while now. And this is bringing forth to get we're ready and prepared for the crystal grid. Just feel it. Everything's going to start to all come out. At the same time, there's going to be problems with mass deportation, an event which will bring forth a crisis, right? What am I getting? Is it the people what live over there? Is it the Honduras? There's something about border problem, border control, and this is going to all escalate at the same time. There's going to be a crash. So imagine books on a shelf, and you take a book away and everything just goes, and And that's like what's going to happen. It's this is really strange, and I've been doing this a long time. So I don't know if this is naturally happening or it's been forced. It's been forced. Okay? But there's going to be a lot of problems there. I am getting the 6th as well, but that doesn't mean it's the 6th, which is tomorrow, isn't it? It could also be February as well, or 6 days from now. Okay. Yeah. So they're data weaving, we're ready for the next new big internet. Number 2. Are you getting ready for this one? Dear me. The big quake. Mother Gaia's getting very, very... She's angry, she's tired, she's purging, she's the eruptions of the different quakes, but there's something ready. It's getting ready. It's the big one. It's the China Seas. The China Seas. Now I'm saying 2025. This could be 2026. All right. I normally look on no more than 2 years, which is going to bring something to do with water, tsunami. It's strange because we've been through this before. Society, we've been through this before. It's going to break down and it's going to bring on an ecological imbalancement. And there's going to be problems with the food chain. And then I'm seeing something about a virus. This is number 2. This is something to do with China. Okay. Because they're giving us like the Red Cross there. It's got something to do with germs and water. Remember that? But there's there's an event what's taking place. And as I'm looking at the China Sea, there's a fault in the ocean. I feel like I need to send healing and protection to the Chinese people. Remember as well, I'm tapping into timelines. Okay? And sometimes timelines can change, and let's hope that one changes. Okay, give us a few minutes. That does not mean that everybody in China is going to go, okay? Because I do believe China will rise, the Chinese people will rise. And I believe that communism will die over there. And a woman, I've said this before, with a loud voice. She's little. A lot of the women are little over there, aren't they? But she's got a loud voice, woman from the East. And she's got this emperor energy. And her voice is going to bellow across the lands. There's a lot of the younger generation over there, like the Violet Indigo children and that. They're not going to stand the nonsense, they're going to rise. They're going to rise. And I'm going to say this again. A lot of the technology that we've seen with the drones has been connected with China and possibly Russia and USA and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Trickery, the year of trickery. Okay. Number 3. I'm seeing trouble in the Middle East, Syria. And again, Israel. I just feel like I need to send healing and put it around. Is it all Palestine or Palestine? But I feel like there's more trouble to come in Israel. And again, it's the trapped energy on Earth. It's the unhealed energy. Jed shows me this all the time. So where we are frequency and energy, we are purging, we are getting rid of healing our wounds. So is Mother Gaia. Energy what's been trapped there. There's going to be lots of trouble to come. I'm seeing 2 mountains in smoke, and I'm being given Death Valley. Where there'll be problems, there's going to be a blocking of cargo. I'm getting Egypt. I'm getting the number 8, and it's linked. She's very angry, Mother Gaia. Also, around about that time, expect more quakes. There could be a one to come in California. There's also something about San Francisco as well. There's a fault line there, isn't there? You keep getting mass explosions here and something to do with volcanoes. And it's going to affect the sky. And I've talked about this before. It's like there's 3 events or 4 events and they're all entwined. They're all going boom, boom, boom. And they're interlinking. And it makes you wonder if they're being done on purpose. Does that make sense? It makes you wonder if they've been done on purpose. Because the events have to take place in order for New Earth. Does that make sense? There will be a lot of problems with the volcano. I feel 2 or 3 volcanoes around the globe, but I'm very drawn. Japan is very protected, but I'm also very drawn to Hawaii, where there could be problems where people have to get off the island again. So watch for that. Or was that somewhere in Spain? All the plates are changing. Everything's changing around the globe. Everything's changing. It's just... You can feel it in the air, can't you? There's been so much trickery, in such a little time of 2025. And we've had so much technology what's been held back from us. And I expect, and I've talked about this before, where you've got the good guys and the bad guys, and you go up that ladder, up that Illuminati ladder, right at the top, right? You've got the baddies and the goodies, and they're sort of working together because they know that doesn't matter what they believe in, but they're working together to bring in this new technology. So sometimes events have to take place to bring forth the excuse to bring forth all this new technology. I mean, yeah, it would be a lot easier if they just came on, on the news and said, look, we've lied to you for thousands of years, and really, we're not really in 2025, and we're already working with extraterrestrials, you know what I mean? And would you like to meet them? And I think that a lot of the world is ready, but a lot of the world is not. So what they're going to do is they're going to create events to bring in the technology first. And I've said this before. Does that make sense? Which brings me, to number 5. We've already had number 4. Because we've had the quakes. Number 4 was the quakes, yes. Trouble in the Middle East was number 3, yeah. This brings me to number 5. Mass UFO sightings, more to come. And I think what they're doing is they're preparing we. Now, some of these aren't extraterrestrial. right? And I've said this, been saying this all the way along, okay? Some of it is government, but they have this technology, this futuristic technology. So you may see something what looks in the sky like it's a UFO, but it's actually not. It's actually being flown by secret military. But I feel that there's going to be a lot of mass sightings of aerial phenomena, or whatever you want to call it. But there will be, amongst that, there is going to be some real sightings and people having real contact. So don't be surprised if a lot, especially the younger generation coming forth, and because of we're ascending as well, we're going to be able to telecommunicate more with these beings. There's going to be a mass rising of people coming forth about communication with the extraterrestrials. So that's really exciting. But I just think what I want to say to you is it's always best that you keep your feet firmly on the ground, because remember, there is also psyops out there which is trying to trick people. So how do you know that you're in communication with an extraterrestrial and not some sort of government program? And the only way I can describe it is that you feel it. You just know. Does that make sense? Now, somebody's just mentioned about the fog here, and that is a dodgy situation. I think there's a lot of strange stuff happening out there, and we just need to be very aware, okay? Be very aware. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of UFO sightings into 2025 and 2026. Number 6. Are you enjoying it? We've got 999 viewers in. Something biblical will take place. And as you know, we've got this human ascension going on. But this something which is biblical will bring on an event. Okay? And this is going to go down in history. All I'm going to say to you is that the great book is not finished with. They didn't finish it. And we are the ones which have come back to finish it. And I'm not meaning that in an egotistical way or anything at all like that. The great book, this is what I'm being given from as a prophet. The great book was never finished. We're going to finish it. We're going to get the truth. Okay? Something biblical is about to take place. So where you've got all this nasty stuff going on, a lot of shenanigans with a lot of greedy people and controllers, above all of that, there is a bigger force that cannot be manipulated. And it's God. And angels. And as we are human race, we are ascending. And a lot of us are star seeds and earth angels, and which I'm going to do more videos on. We've come back as the light workers, the lighthouses of earth, as I always say. We've got so much more power than us, exactly. That's what Petra says. We've come back to raise the vibration. But something biblical is going to take place, and it's quite big, and it's going to bring on an event which will go down in history. Wow. Wow. The prophets, the great prophets are back. We have to raise the vibration. Ooh, we have to raise that vibration. And it's easier said than done when we're going through our own shit. I get that. So how do we do that? Because we as light workers are feeling it. Because we absorb it in like a sponge. My advice is you take it like slowly, like sliced bread. Don't look at the whole big picture, and try and live in the here and the now, right? Because when you're sensitive and you're very psychic and you're sensitive, you can get easily triggered by people's shit. So you've got to try and do the inner work, okay? And be aware of how you're feeling. And there's a lot of work in this audience who are up and down with their moods. So, I'm not saying we've got bipolar or, but there's who get depressed easy, It might not be clinical depression. It might just be life in general because we're being so hammered at. We've all got our own stuff going on. So use your crystals, get into your salt baths, try to be around nature, try to eat good. Know that tomorrow's another day. Know that negative energy can't stay there all the time. It has to move all the time. Just like good energy. Energy is moving all the time. It can't stick. So where there's a negative, there's always a positive. And a lot of us are like that at the minute. We're like yo-yos. I'm easy triggered at the minute. Not if it's because the bloody stuff they've put us on is like fling us into bloody menopause, and I'm like some sort of menopausal lunatic at the minute. I'm easy triggered, you know what I mean? So I just think you have to try and laugh it off, and I try and be kind. Try and be kind to yourself. Mac Edwards, hi Jamaica here. Hello in Jamaica. It's biblical what we're in at the minute. So we have to do the inner work. Okay. Okay, number 7. The market. The market's going to have a big crash. Okay. I'm seeing a man. I'm not sure if he's Asian looking. Or he's just dark to the hair. And I don't know if it's connected with a company. It's quite a big company. There's 2 companies, not just the one. And it's like one's blaming the other. And it's like they're going to be in the limelight. And it's going to cause a crash. And it's going to escalate out of control. And I've talked about this before. It's like, it reminds us like I'm looking at the airport, like when you're waiting for your plane to come in and everything gets stalled. And it's like that. It's like lots of numbers up on the screen and then they all just drop. Everything just drops. Everything just crashes. And it's going to affect the US dollar. Again, it's all part of the program. This is what Jed's saying. It's all part of the program. And it has to happen. Okay? All of a sudden, everything drops. At the same time, everything goes dark. Everything goes dark. Okay? Okay. And then there's going to be a rise again. I'm seeing the word Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve. And then I'm getting new financial system. Again, I don't know if I'm looking into 2025 or 2026. But everything is going to go void. And at this point, they're going to bring in the new system. Everything's going to be like transformed overnight. But within that worry for a few days, there's going to be rations. There's going to be talks of rations. I see people queuing with tickets. It's dark. Is it the 3 days of darkness? Possibly. I'm just going on the visions that I'm seeing. So we need to prep. We need to not to worry. We will be okay. Look what our grannies and granddads went through. look what they came through. And we've got that running through our veins as well. Something about Europe. And I'm going to tell you something now. The Antichrist is already here. He's already here. He's operating within our system. It's all exciting. Not that I'm on about, because you know what? After the Antichrist, it's like Jesus Christ, and it's all heaven on earth and all of that. You have to try and keep upbeat. New technology. It's strange because once we connect with the new technology and the new system, it's like our higher selves will just know what to do. The little ones will just take to it like a fish to water. The older generation might struggle a bit. It reminds us a bit like in the UK when we went from the pennies from the decimals to the pennies. I'm showing my age. I did the decimals at school. And that's what I feel that when we're going through another, a new financial system. I can't specify if it is Elon or whoever it is. But what I do know is, what I'm being given is, all I'm going to say is that the Antichrist is here. So as soon as the Antichrist clears off, exactly, everything will change. So we will witness in our lifetime the money change again. So when this crash takes place, Bitcoin is going to really show itself. I think it's there for a purpose and a section of a ladder. But there's something else to come in. There's a new coin to come in. There's something else coming in. It's all exciting. New financial system. Okay. Apparently this year mirrors 1971 when the decimal system was introduced, suggesting a change of currency. Yes. Feeling it really strong. And I keep going back to the 70s. I keep going back to then. Because we had the power cuts then as well, Terry. Just what Terry Towling. I've just been talking about Terry Towling as well. That's so strange. So before we went into the EU in the 70s, we were having all these in the UK alone. We were having all of these, power cuts, and I remembered it as a little kid. You know what I mean? And then it all stopped when we went into the EU. Of course, we're out of it now. We're supposed to be out of it. I don't even know what our Prime Minister's up to. But what I do know is that I want to see that there's still a woman to replace, to come in. And I believe that voting will take place early. Definitely take place early. Okay. Number 8. Isn't the world economy based on the US dollar? Possibly, yeah. There's going to be a crash. It's going to be huge. And no doubt they'll blame it on Trump, because that's what they do. I think it's all part of the plan, to be fair. But that's what I say anyway. Okay, let's see what we've got. Number 8. Get ready to rumble. Hold on to your hats, guys. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Okay, talking about Trump. I'm getting the end of the Trump era. 2025. I see a sudden ending of Donald Trump running as president. And when this happens, it will happen suddenly. Don't ask me how or what. I don't really want to know. Do you know what I mean? I think there's so much negative what's out there. But what I do know is that when he goes, he's going to go like that very, very, very quickly. And yeah. So these are visions that I'm getting, by the way. So I want no haters bloody emailing us, all right? There's going to be a sudden ending to the Trump administration. Suddenly. When this crash happens, the Bitcoin's going to do well, but one of them won't. One of them won't. It's just weird. But a lot of the Bitcoin will, yes. There's a red and white sign what's going to do really well. I mean, I'm not like an expert. I just know when it goes up and down. That's what the show is. All right. But yeah, going back to Trump, I think that there's going to be a sudden ending. I feel silver and gold are going to do really well. Silver possibly will do better than... Actually, no, I feel both. But silver's got more quickness about it than gold. I don't know why I'm getting that. But when this suddenly drops, everything's going to change for the gold and the silver. So that's good. That's good. Okay. Okay. So like I say, when he goes, it's going to be very sudden. Number 9. India. India is going to conquer some difficult times due to an event. And it's going to take the stand globally for the front running in the economy. Or nearly to the front running. There's going to be problems with India, but they're going to do really well. They're going to do really, really well. Okay. So going back to what Graham's seen here, hope all the scam call centres get blown up. Well, the thing is, once they bring in the cyber police, because they've got all of this sitting waiting, they've got all of this new futuristic technology to bring in. All right? Yeah, I mean, people are going to say, well, we're going to lose our freedom and we're going to be tracked. But the thing is, it's also going to stop a lot of... the cyber police are going to stop a lot of scammers. They're not going to get away with it. Don't forget as well, the internet that we've got is a slice in the cake, a little slice. They're actually FaceTiming and bloody whatever they're doing across the galaxy. And we've been given a little slice of the cake. And we're about to get the whole cake. But what comes with the whole cake is not a restriction, but it's like they've tracked and done all of this anyway behind and not shown and like told we. But now it's all going to come out in the wash. And they're going to say, look, if you want to be in on this system, we're going to have to data weave you and pull you into the system. But then you're going to have all this protection. It's crazy times. Crazy, crazy times. This is heavy. Give us 2 minutes. I'm just reading some of your comments here. Okay. Number 10. Got to get me a cup of tea for this one. I like what Maggie's put there. Are we going to be able to telephone up ET? We are going to be, the technology is going to be mind blown. You will not recognise this world 10 years from now. What a time to be alive. You will not recognise this world 10 years from now. Log this, what I'm saying. Log it. Sue Suoza, you predicted, LG, the explosion in Las Vegas Trump Tower. Face blue, smiling. I just think that that's all a strange thing. I'll get to that after this. All right, right. That's a strange thing, all them explosions. Very, very strange. I see a stamp. I see a symbol. Okay? And this is going to mark a moment in time for Canada, the UK, Europe, and Australia. Okay? This mark, this stamp, is going to protect people. People are going to be wanting to use it, and it's got something to do with inner trade. It's got something to do with trade. What the tariffs is going to do, what Trump's going to do with the tariffs, is going to affect something where at the same time all of this is going to happen, where everything's going to fall, the crash and everything. And that's going to get swallowed up amongst it all. And it's going to get the blame as well, type of thing. But it's going to get away from the tariffs. It's going to protect people. And it's a mark, it's a stamp. It's going to go down in history. And then it's going to create the new financial system. Right? The new financial system. Don't even ask me what I'm talking about. I'm just going off on one. I'm seeing it all tonight. I'll say it again. I see a stamp. I see a symbol. This will mark a moment in time. A great moment in time which will free Canada. But her flag may change. This stamp is going to protect Canada, Australia, Europe, the UK. And they'll be able to avoid something what the tariffs has done. I'm looking on into the future. I'm standing in the future. 2025, 2026. And this is going to create a new bridge of economy after the fall. I've just seen Kamala Harris's face. I don't know why. I've seen it. Just remember that. Round about the time, there's going to be the new financial economy, bridge economy system. And it's bigger than what BRICS is. It's bigger than what, what we got out of, Brexit. It's all bigger than that. When we were in with the EU, so imagine you've got all the countries around the world, and there's going to be all this trading going on. Then there's going to be this massive crash. At the same time, something's been implemented to do with the tariffs, but it's going to cause a lot of problems. And people are trying to avoid it. And there's going to be a stamp of approval and a mark. It's a stamp of approval and a mark. It looks like it's got a crest on it. And it's going to be something where they can avoid it. Countries can avoid it and then go in. But to go in, is it a trap? I really don't know. But it's coming in. It's coming in. And it's something what's going to create this new bridge. Even to the fact that America will be trading with the UK. Africa's going to come in, this great economy to take place. And I think India is going to benefit from it as well. It's really interesting. Really, really interesting. So there you go. That's my 10 crazy predictions. And no doubt I'll do more as the months go on. We're in the edge. We're on the edge of a massive transformation here. So it is, in a way, there's a trap coming and there's a lot of psyops coming, but this is what I'm foreseeing. But the thing is, it's being put into place to create this sort of new financial system. Do you know what I mean? Very interesting. I'm going to get my cards out. Yeah, the stamp. And let me ask the cards. Clarify. And you can ask us some questions, like Patty's asking here, will J.D. Vance ever be president? I think it's possible, yes. Obviously, if something happens to Trump, Vance, by law, should be able to step in, shouldn't he? Okay. I want 7 cards, please, Spirit, of what this stamp, this symbol is, this mark for trade for Canada, Australia, the UK, in Europe. Magician. The Ace of Wands. It's going to be all right. Financial justice. Okay, the Sun. Strength. It has to happen. It's definitely having to happen. This is huge what's happening. It's not the mark of the beast. It's something to do with this. It's a stamp of approval. So, say for example, I don't know, you've got a big factory over here in the UK and you want to get loads of food in from somewhere, but it's going to cause problems for your company because of the tariffs or something. But then if you've got this stamp thing, you can bypass it. It's something what's going to help people who are trading. It's a stamp for trade, yes. So it's not a literal stamp that we're going to have. Not like a mark of the beast. It's not that. It's not the mark of the beast, no. This has got something to do with it's changing the law. The law's going to... What Trump's going to try and do is going to try and change the law. But remember that it's not just a holy war we're in. We're in something here. What we're all here is trying to change stuff, right? But I think that we are within our rights to stand strong and saying, look, no, we're not going to do that. So some clever ass is going to come up with something. I don't know who it is. It might have something to do with the EU. I really don't know. But they're going to come up with something to try to bypass whatever he's doing, which is going to help people to trade better. Oh, thank you. Do you like my bangs? We call it a fringe in the UK, but yes, I like the word bang. I quite like it, the American version. I just did it myself with my kitchen scissors. You know me, no airs and graces. So these are really strong, bold cards. I mean, this is, and when you've got the major arcana of the deck, when you've got the major arcana, we've got the magician here as well, by the way. It's really funny how it happens. It's all going to happen very suddenly. People are going to be talking about it on the news and everything like that. But I think it has to happen. So yeah, when the major arcana come out in the deck, it normally means it's because it's the picture cards. It means it's for fate. It's all to do with fate. Yeah. So it's meant to happen, this. And it's definitely trade. Definitely trade. I daren't ask. I daren't ask what's going to happen to Trump. Or do you just want us to ask? Ace of Wands. Because I think as well, because we are living in very strange times on Earth as well, we can actually make things happen. And we'll have to be very careful of our thoughts and that type of thing. Oh, hello there in Ananta in Japan. Ace of Wands. So it's going to be fine. But yeah, I think that whatever's going to be implemented and put into place to do with the tariffs, I actually do think that it's going to make some people, it could ruin some people's companies. Hello there, Michael. So if you've missed it, you can go back and, recheck it. Just wondering there about the stamp in this. So recap quickly, there's a stamp that I see, a symbol. It's going to mark a moment in time which is going to change history for Canada, the UK, Australia, in parts of the EU. Like Europe, and Australia. And this stamp, it's not the mark of the beast, by the way. It's going to help people to bypass something to do with the tariffs, which they can then trade. It's like protecting them. Just remember that. All part of the process, should I say. All part of the process. And the end result's okay. So I like that, the Ace of Cups. Right, so. Okay, let's ask about. What can we ask about? Oh, yes. The crash that's going to take place. How long will it be? Will we be okay? And I just want to ask, is it meant to happen? Because my guides were saying, yes, it has to come in, it has to happen. It has to happen. It literally has to take place. And I think that they're not telling me everything. I think that the country's in massive debt. I think that running on empty. So every now and then they have to do something just to change everything. Do you know what I mean? It's like Mickey Mouse money type of thing. Mickey Mouse money. I see Elon Musk in a lot of trouble. Snow Owl, tariffs are paid by Americans and raise the cost of goods, but it's going to affect other countries. Hiya, Colin. Well, somebody's put here, breathe comfort, please, South Africa. What I'm getting with South Africa, which I was saying before, that when everything calms down and we've got the new financial system, Africa's playing a part of this new economy and this new bridge. There's going to be a lot of trade coming in, more jobs coming in for South Africa. There's a lot of corruption going on over there, as you know, to do with the governments and stuff like that. But for the South African people, I feel there's going to be a lot more jobs coming in, that type of thing. Okay? The things are going to be implemented and put into place, I'm getting June, July. But I don't know if it's 25 or 26 for South Africa. Give it time. But what I do feel is that this new bridge of economy is Africa is going to be like the one of the main hopes for a lot of trade and good food coming out of that type of thing. Yeah, this system has to break because it's broken. It's literally broken. So I would say that we're not really watching it in real time. It's like we need to catch up on things. This is what my guide's saying here. It's already broken. We're not in real time. I don't know what the hell that bloody means. We're not in real time. So maybe it's just because we're behind the times. We're not really got the full thing yet. But it has to break. Enjoy it while it is, but we will be a little uncomfortable when things start to crash. And maybe for a few weeks at the most, I bloody hope not, a few weeks at the most, there could be problems with rations, that type of thing. But then everything's going to sort itself out. Then we will be in the new financial system. That when everything goes dark, everything is going to be manoeuvred in for it to come back on again, when the lights come back on again. And then we're going to have this new quantum sort of financial system, but there's going to be like a new sort of internet and all this new technology. It's huge what's coming in. It's huge. Right. What else do we need to ask? Donald Trump. How is he going to suddenly just leave? Yeah, Michelle does talk about it, doesn't she, Michelle Fielding? I need to have a catch up with her. What's going to happen to Trump? Give me a true answer. Please, Spirit, give us a true answer. Is he truly with his wife? Because it doesn't seem right. Something's not quite right there, if you know what I mean. I don't think we're supposed to know. Well, I've got the Magician card, so that's normally deceit. It's really weird, you know. I'm not saying it's going to be like another Kennedy situation here. This is a little bit different. I keep getting Princess Diana keeps coming into my head, and it's not. I'm not saying why she's coming back. She's not. She's in spirit. I don't mean that. But I get like how she passed, how she just suddenly went with Dodie. A bit like the situation with JFK Jr. Was it JFK Jr. with the plane thing? That was a strange situation. They're just giving us it sudden. I'm not gonna guess. I'm not going to go down the dark route by saying that something like that's going to happen to him. All I'm going to say is these are very powerful cards. I've got the Justice, I've got the Devil. It's like that overnight. Boom, boom. And you've got all these frantic people who are either for him or not for him, but they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do because there's going to be a big loss. There's going to be a big loss. And it's definitely going to happen. All of a sudden, there's like Trump's there and then Trump's not there. Like, poof, like, gone. Okay. But they're not saying how. So I would rather just leave it at that for now. Does that make sense? People come onto this planet to do what they need to do when they need to do it. And I feel that he's coming to the end of what he needs to do. But he hasn't quite finished yet. Do you know what I mean? He has to do things in society to change things. Really awful, really. Like, has he been like used a bit like a pawn? Like, but then again, is this free will, isn't it? He knows what he's doing. Really strange. But the end result is a better America. After all the chaos. Do you like my hairstyle, Gigi? I'm just trying to grow it a bit, you know, and all I did was I just got the kitchen scissors and just cut it along and did that. I think it's automatically putting bangs in. I quite like the word bang instead of fringe. Then it makes you look like your hair's longer because you've cut bangs in it. America's going to be absolutely fine, but it's going to face great change. Massive change. Massive change. I want to ask about the mass deportation of the event. That's what I was given in the crystal ball. Where they're going to be data weaving with stuff, aren't they? This is what I was told. And it's going to bring forth, there's going to be problems with deportation at borders, an event which will bring on a crisis for the people what live near there. And this could also cause a crash. It's as if they're out. It reminds us a bit like Hokey Pokey. You put your left foot in, your left foot out, shake it all about. I haven't been taking or smoking anything, by the way. But it's as if like they're out. I'm trying to humour this, right? Because there's so much heaviness on earth at the minute and it's so bad, right? So it's like they're out, they're being forced out and it's really bad. And then they're being brought back in again. And then it's like it's such a mess. There's going to be a crisis. And it's Honduras, is that right? With the Honduras. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. The people there, and it's going to cause, it's around about that time that there's going to be something going to happen to do with the crash. So it's all to do with immigrants, that type of thing. So I want 7 cards to find out. Will it get sorted? Can you remember that time when, I think it was when Trump was in with Pence, and then they had the on the news and they had the kids in the cages and that, and because they were, can you remember that situation? It's a situation like that, but it's 10 times, well, it's 100 times worse than that. So if they're going out, but then they're being brought back in again. So think about it. If I'm saying that, if they're going out, that's like Trump's doing, isn't it? But if they're being brought in again, maybe within that time scale, something's going to happen to Trump. And somebody steps in to bring them back in again, but then there's all this mess and they don't know what to do with them and there's not enough money. But at the same time, if there's a crash, yeah, we've got the children and we've got the mothers here, mother and children, look, mother and children. I'm not saying, what I'm saying, Jules, is whoever created it, I'm not on about that. I'm on about just that's what was put out at the time. That's what most people can remember with the cages and when Trump was in office, because he was in office, it wasn't Obama. Trump was in office. So there's a situation like that happening again, but it's 10 times worse. It's 10 times worse. So I'm not saying who's caused it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, and it's going to wobble the economy. So it's pretty big. It's pretty big. God, we've got the 5 of Wands. So there could be like a court situation here. Of course, you've got all that problem hoo-ha going on with the trafficking as well. So it's a bit like stuck between a rock and a stone. What I'm saying is, I'm seeing this globally out on the news, like where do they put these people? Remember that. At the same time, there's going to be mass migrants coming in on ships into the UK. Oh my good God. So Gigi's put here, where do you think Nazara Jazara? I've never claimed that we're going to wake up and it's going to be like skipping through the daisy fields like we're in Nazara Jazara. We're creating it. It's what we are. We're the light workers, what's come to earth. We are doing the inner work. So that's, unfortunately, this is earth. You know what I mean? It's not like Mary Poppins or anything like that. It's like everything what's happening is they're doing a big clear up. And it's politics. It's going to be brought in with politics and they're going to keep blaming each other. Do you see what I mean? That's what's going to happen. But at the end of the day, there's a mess going on in this world. It doesn't take away the fact that there's people starving. You know, there's people who can't pay their medical bills. There's people who are homeless. There's all this still going on, and there's immigrants and illegal immigrants, and there's a big problem. And it's not just in the US, but there's going to be problems. What's going to happen is it's going to take place, and the end result will be all right. But they will blame Trump. They will. I've said this all along. That's what they're going to do. Because it's political. That's what they do. Do you see what I mean? So we just have to be patient. But what I found just by pulling them cards out there, which is interesting. I mean, I don't claim to know anything, but I just feel it and I see it. They're going out and then they're bringing them back in. Why are they bringing them back in? Because Trump's not telling them to come back in. So at that point, because I picked up that there was something going to happen with Trump, so maybe something is going to happen where he loses that control and then somebody else steps in. I want to see who it is. I need to see who it is. Right. I'm just going to ask it. I'm just going to be straight to the point. If something happens to Trump, will J.D. Vance be the next president after him? Oh, we've got jumpers there. We've got the World. We've got the Magician. I'm getting the letter M. Get the letter M. M has been given to us. Stay grounded and stay detached. It's not Musk. It's definitely not Musk. Musk's going to be in trouble. I'm telling you, there's a load of trouble to come in around him. Who's Mike Johnson? Because I'm getting a weird feeling about him. I see a court situation, and I see the 14th Amendment. Yeah. I want to see a 70-80% yes. But, you know, if the Democrats have anything to do with it, they'll try and stop that. I wonder if it's the Speaker of the House. That sort of makes sense. Yes. Oh, my God. Mike Johnson is coming out very, very strong. Why would he be brought in? Remember the swamp? Oh, Lordy. All right. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be as black and white as it looks. I think that there's something about courts or Congress or something getting blocked. I really don't bloody know what's going on, but it's going to get nasty. Because he's third in the power in the US. Okay. But I want to say 70 to 80% yes for JD Vance. Just going to double check. That would be the M. That would make sense, wouldn't it? I've got that. I don't know why I'm getting that. My guides are giving us something here, and it's really, here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush. I need to get the lyrics up to that because it means something. It really does. Let's see what it means. I want to say yes to JD Vance. Mulberry bush. It's a nursery rhyme, isn't it? On a cold and frosty morning, this is where we wash our face. Oh, God, all right. Why am I getting that? Doesn't make sense. What does mulberry bush stand for? Grateful's just heard, so weird. I've just heard the thunder rolls. Let's see what mulberry bush stands for. Spiritual meaning to mulberry. It's a mulberry tree. Gifts of nature, balance nature, wisdom, healing, gratitude. That's what we need to be. The mulberry tree is famous for being used to feed silkworms, which almost exclusively eat mulberry leaves. Great abundance, right? So that's coming in after the financial system. We are being encouraged to enjoy all that nature provides. We need to go back to our roots. Silk, China, yeah. everything what's sustainable and improves the lives of others. Yeah, even if we're making our own jams. Not in full shortage, but I think there will be shortage of certain foods. So we're just going to have to like improvise and stuff like that. When the man stands in snow, most of us are getting snowstorm right now. Exactly. Okay. I'm just going to ask one more question. Right, wait a second. How will the Californian quakes that I predict, will they be devastating or will they be... Let's just check this. And volcanoes and that. Okay. So what's coming out here very strongly is that some of them aren't natural. Some of them are natural because there is a fault. Some of them aren't natural. So as we know, that maybe there is some technology out there which can bring on certain events. Californian people will be fine. There will be, it could be 2026. I am very drawn to September, October. The warning in the summertime around California and San Francisco. It's definitely San Francisco because, you know, like that steep hill where all the cars go up and down. I'm seeing that. What's coming up more is some disruption to do with the volcano. Let's see where it could be. And I look into the children. That's a good one to look into, Petra. Yeah, there's a fault near the sea. Is it the East Coast? East Coast. It's not yet. It could be 2026. The end of 25 into the autumn, the fall. 25 and then into 2026. April, May is interesting, and this is another one I'm throwing in the mix here. There's going to be something big coming in April, May. It's big. It's huge. And I've had this before where there's all cases. The swamp is draining, guys. It's really draining. Because when it's cleverly, like I've said to you before, the good guys are working with the bad guys, and it's like when it all happens, it starts to unfold. It's going to start to expose other things, type of thing, and bring up other things. So then they have to investigate past sort of cases. And the UK is coming in on it as well. It's really big. But I would say that it's massive what we're in. Massive. Volcano. It could be connected with Yellowstone volcano. Italy, problems, Italy, devastation, people crying, Italy. I'm drawn to Italy. Big quake. To send healing and protection out there. Mount Shasta, yeah. We just have to try and raise the vibration. Some things are natural and some things are coming out. Everything has to take place. You can't have the light without having the dark. Italy has 2 to 3 volcanoes erupting. Yeah, it's Italy. And I'm also, I know they've got one over in Iceland and it's always rumbling. And I'm also drawn to over Hawaii end of the world, the globe, Hawaii. Let's look into the children. Positive vibes, that's what we need. What's going on with the children? It's something I haven't really covered much, right? But which I'm going to start doing again, guys, just Twitch only shows. You can subscribe to that as well. So watch for stuff coming there. You get your perks there because you'll be able to get all sorts of things when I get going. It's going to be afternoon shows, which will probably be like, depending where you are in the world. If you're in the States, it'll be like your morning coffee shows, and if it's like Australia, it'll be your evening shows, whatever. But I'm going to start doing afternoon shows on Twitch. But I have covered this before on Twitch where I've talked about it, and it's something what's going on all the time. Let me pull some cards out for the children and see what's going on. I don't claim to be an expert and know much. I'm just going to psychically go in there, use the cards here. Different operations going on, not just to do with the governments. There's different operations going on, different agencies. And it's not just going on underground. It's actually quite a big thing. And I talked about this, was it on my other show the other night? Dan, who I follow, who's got the Lion channel, his wife was in a shopping centre over in Africa, and somebody tried to snatch his baby daughter out of his wife's hands. And apparently when the kids go missing over there, you never see them again. So there's a lot going on over there as well. There's a hub of it all. It's everywhere. I know this sounds really horrible because we're living on Mother Earth and it is a very Luciferian world. That's what I think it is anyway. I've come to realise that. This is why we're really struggling at the minute. But I do believe that we're never going to get rid of it completely, but we're going to get some balance back. And I think, a lot of this is going to stop. A lot of this is going to stop. It's once they bring in the cyber police, because there's so much stuff going on underneath our noses we don't even realise. That's how they're communicating, these traffickers. They're communicating using the internet. And so a lot of them are going to get caught once the cyber police come in. They're over here, it's not so much underground, it's more in these great big mansions what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? Again, it's not something I really want to get into because it knocks us sick. But what I do get is that we just have to keep our little ones close to her and just raise the vibrations and know that there's a better world coming for our children. There really, really is. I would say, so what somebody's put here, made to King Charles. Right. That's something else that I'm going to look into because I don't think he's going to be in power for much longer, put it that way. And I want to say let's hope not, because he's very much in with the WAF anyway. Do you know what I mean? Why is there a dark web on the internet? Banks are involved too. Exactly, Petra, exactly. So it is going to explode. There's a lot what's going to get combed out once this shift happens with the internet. And it's funny, you know, there was a lot of stuff going on in the lockdowns, you know, when we were told over here alone. I'm not saying it happened in the US, but it was happening over here. Like, there was curfews and we had to be in by 10 o'clock because they were saying the virus was going to come out and get with after 10 o'clock. I mean, it was a very clever virus, wasn't it? But I actually do think that there was more going on after 10 o'clock at night. Not just that, not just the virus. I actually think that they maybe transporting children or trying to capture children or criminals, criminal activity, that type of thing. And not to mention, you know, could you imagine, man, if you were just normally walking back from a club at 2 o'clock in the morning and you come up against a great big reptilian Draco? You'd shit your pants, wouldn't you? You really, really would. So you just don't know what was going on, because to me, life hasn't been the same since then. At all. It's been very weird since then. And then you've got the fog. Let me pull some cards out on the fog. So Judgment Day is coming. Judgment Day is on its way. Just bide your time, raise your vibrations, and do not lose hope. Keep your faith. All the little children. Right? They will be protected. Our money is tracked, that money is not. But what's coming in won't be able to differentiate between ours and theirs. And they're shitting themselves because they're not going to be able to get out of it. And it's going on not just on our borders, it's going on every border. Every border. There's been trafficking. A lot of this is going to get stopped once this new system comes in. I'm telling you that now. Mark my words, that's going to happen. What was the other thing that you wanted us to look into? Somebody had said something and I've missed it. Can you write it out again? I believe that there will be... Oh yeah, the fog. There will be another... I think the next virus to come is going to be far worse than what we had. Yes, the fog that smells like gas. You see, where I live is a very foggy place anyway. I mean, because I live near the Tyne. We've actually got a song called The Fog on the Tyne is All Mine, All Mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine. It's a song. It's a Geordie song. And, I mean, sometimes it's that thick out there. It's so spooky. It reminds us a bit like, you know, like old London town with Jack the Ripper. Creeps me right out. It really does. And I don't live far away from the military road where all the sightings of the UFOs are. And I've had experiences there myself. The last time I was down there, I was with Simon and we got chased by a ghost truck. So it's a very abnormal fog up here in the northeast. But yeah, I've heard that this fog is toxic. So let's see. Let me see. Fog is toxic. Keep your feet still, Jodie Henny. Let's be happy through the night. The world will not be the same after 2025. That is so true. There's no turning back. What is the fog? Give her a true answer. One more. It's not the case that the Antichrist is going to be revealed. We'll work it out. Once he starts harping on about the bloody, this mark of the beast thing, you know, that's when we'll work it out. You do realise that Donald Trump's been very mind controlled by Musk. I just thought I'd say that. I just thought I'd slip that little one out. Okay, so there's the deceit in the air. Deceit in the air, because we've got the moon card upside down. Creepy or what? What is it? Trickster energy. Really strange. Will we be alright from this fog? It's got a chemical in it. Does it smell chemically? Like a chemical smell? Got the Tower, we've got the Justice. Like a funny smell, like a chemical smell. Just up on your vitamins and... Oh, thank you, Jules. Thank you to all the moderators as well. Yeah, there's something definitely going on. When I went out this morning, right, I've got like a little picket fence. And the gate was open. It was flapping in the snowstorm, so I went out to shut it. And there was like a soapy substance on my handle of my gate. And then it was on my door. And then when I went out to get the taxi, the Uber, to go to my mother's this afternoon, it was on his handle. And there was like a thick fog, snow fog. And it was like a soapy, in the atmosphere, like a soapy, sticky. I kept washing my hands because I didn't know what it was. But it was like a soapy, like, substance. You know, like if you've put your hand on a load of fairy and you don't rinse your hands, it's like that. That's what it felt like. Why is Stephen Greer saying disclosure has to happen before January the 20th? I really don't know. Let me check one more thing about this January the 20th thing and then I need to go. Will Mark recover from the awful comments regarding her cooking show? Oh, I don't even know about that. What's been happening with that, like? So yeah, there's definitely it may not come out straight away to do with the fog thing, you know, but it's been logged with good agents, and it's something what may come out years to come. Always things come out in the wash in the end. That's like a court-like situation. We've got the Justice, because they're still doing crimes against humanity, and it'll all come out in the wash in the end. It always does. Like I said at the beginning of the show, there's something bigger than all of them, and there's a lot more of us than there is of them. You know, the nutcases, the ones what's doing what they're doing. And it's God energy, it's God, it's angels, it's like, we have to keep believing in that. They're not going to get away with it for much longer. Do you know what I mean? Fog has patents. What's patents? I want to say that it's I just want to pull one more thing out on this fog because it's doing me head in. It's part of a program. We can neutralize it. Everything's frequency, everything's energy. So by raising our vibration, we're not going to give them the power. It's just going. Just visualize it just going. Don't feed into the negative energy. Don't let it bother you. Try to think of nice thoughts when you go to bed tonight. Right? If you get like panic coming over you, just say out and then think of something nice. Military programs, yes. It's losing its power. When the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. Come on, guys. We haven't come to this planet to feed the lush. They're not going to win. The truth always comes out in the end. It's about to all fall. But I said this a few years back. It's not going to just all suddenly happen at once. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. Does that make sense? Inauguration day. Let me just pull 3 cards out on the inauguration day. And then I'm off to make a hot chocolate. We've got to stay in the love energy, yeah. I'm not saying we stick our head in the clouds and we pretend what's not going on. You know, I don't mean that. But we need to understand that they're not going to win in the end. And if everything's frequency and energy, and if you're feeding into it, it's not like we know what's going on. But it's like you've got to dismiss it like naughty teenagers. Then, you know, don't give them the power. And then it goes away. We will create a new earth. All right. Inauguration day. Give us true answers, please. We need the true answers. Jam is drinking beer. Well, cheers to you. I've been teetotal all the way through my treatment. My immunotherapy doesn't end until May. And then I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to go out on downtown and I'm going to film it. And I'll make sure I have a drink. I'm not going to get drunk because, you know, but I'm just going to have a nice fun night. And I haven't said don't drink. It means that you can go get more drunk with all the drugs I'm on. So I don't really want to chance it. Now I need to shuffle them again. Please give what answer for the inauguration day. Right, stop now. This will be our true answer. Inauguration day, 7 cards. I'm a baby sham lass, you know. I'm not a very heavy drinker. I've got me baby shams. Wheel of Fortune and Judgment. Bloody hell, man. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Got the Hermit. When the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. Something's going to happen. Got the Star card. We've got the Loss. Wicked hell. What a weird life we're living in at the minute. What a weird time. Okay, these are very powerful cards, right? So what we have is we have the Wheel of Fortune. So it's all part of the program. It's good card, good card. We've got Judgment. But we know that the left's not happy with the right for winning. All right, but normally the upside down Judgment means there's going to be trouble or something's going to happen. We've got a man, a military man, making this military here. When I get the King of Pentacles, I always think of military. All right. So there's like an event, or there's like a situation, or there's something what's going to be said, or there's going to be something trying to be blocked or stopped. We've got the Star card, which normally means that things will go ahead. But there is going to be a dreadful loss. There's going to be problems. And that's what's going to come. So I'm not saying it's like another January the 6th situation, but it's something what's not good. Not a good situation. Let's pull another card. Cards out to clarify. There's the military. Why is the military involved? Barriers, barriers, barriers. It's really weird. Like two realities. The hell was that noise? Did you hear that noise? Sounded like fireworks. It's spooky over here at the minute. Really, really spooky. It's the cat. It's the cat jumping off the bench. Crazy cat. Something big's going to happen on Inauguration Day. It's as if like I get a private feeling and a hiding. Are we going to see this inauguration? Something doesn't feel right about all of this day. It doesn't feel right. They couldn't do it in private, could they? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Right, I think there's going to be some trouble, but it looks like he's going to go ahead and get inaugurated. That's what I want to say. But there's trouble, and I get a very sort of weird feeling. The last time we had Nancy Pelosi hiding away, apparently, and situations like that. But this time it's like Trump's hiding away. It's like opposite. It's really weird energy I'm getting. Like a hologram, yeah. Things aren't what they seem. You just have to let things play out. There's going to be an announcement. I do see military, but that doesn't mean it's going to be all over the streets. It could just be where he's been advised by maybe there's going to be something hidden. Remember that. And I'll leave that. I'll look into it in year a date. So I hope that helps there. I'm off to make a cup of tea. I think I'm going to have a cup of tea, not a hot chocolate. And I'll see you again soon. And may the force be with you all. Stay safe. Stay happy. Stay strong. And I'll see you soon. Good night. Wherever you all around the world. May the force be with you all. Goodbye. Now how do I get out of here? Oh yes.